It's your first goalless draw of this season, but do you see that as a good point gained on the road?
Yeah, I think so. I think the numbers we've got obviously a couple suspended today to come here. We've got bumps and bruises. Jay, and he's playing his first game. Clark, he's probably not fit, but to come here and get a 0-0, it's probably a good result for us. These are a good team, full-time team, so take 4 points off them is just probably a success for us this season.
We thought it was fairly open in the first half, but did you seem to tighten it up in the second half? Did you identify that maybe it was a bit too open?
I think the first 15-20 minutes they were at us, they were live. They had a couple of chances at the inside, and they had one great chance just before half time, but I think Dan come out and smothered it, and then obviously we had a couple of really good chances where on another day we tapped them in. But other than that, I think the second half was probably stalemate. I didn't think they wanted to lose. I think we didn't want to lose, and probably petered out to a 0-0. But for us to come all the way down here, tough travelling and get a draw, then we've got to be pleased with that. You
mentioned Dan there. He picked up a bit of a knock in the first half. Was he all right?
I think he just went over his ankle at the edge of the pitch. I think sometimes the pitches, the grass cuts quite sharp, doesn't it? And there's a bit of a decline. I think he just rolled his ankle a little bit, but I think he'll be fine.
Josh Papula back in the team after missing out last week, and he looked sharp, especially in the first half. Had probably the best chance on goal, and then set up another couple.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he looked a threat for us. I think the pitch was difficult for both teams. I think that they play quite long, so with them playing quite long on their own pitch, it probably tells you a little bit of a story. So it wasn't conducive for us the way we like to get it down and get the ball wide and create spaces for people. So it was probably a battling performance from us, but a good battling performance. Probably 10 games ago we lose that game 1-0 or 2-0, but to come here, as I say, away from home, get a draw, and we move on now to another home game.
And Josh Amos as well, she's the only out-and-out striker you've got at the moment, and they had 3 centre-halves, but he really worked and made sure it wasn't an easy afternoon.
You're getting off Josh week in, week out. He gives us all for the club. He has done ever since he's been here, and he's a good target man, and he chips in with goals, and he's brilliant in our box, he's good in their box, and to be fair to him, he battled all game for us.
How did you sort of see that midfield dynamic working between the three of them in there? Because obviously you were limited in terms of who you could pick, but the three of them maybe class themselves as more defensive-minded midfielders. So how did you sort of see that midfield dynamic working?
Well, just with the way they were going to play, we had a feeling they played quite direct, so it took Sean away from the sort of first contact and allowed him to sort of float a little bit and pick up possession, and I think it worked well. He picked up some great balls and great possession a little bit higher because he's got great quality, hasn't he, and it allowed Deck to go and compete with the first one, which we need him to do. And as the game wore on, when you're in possession, the rotation that we work on week in, week out, they could do that. So it's not a case of you stay there. It's a case of look, in possession, out of possession, little different tweaks, and it frees them up, and that's what we worked on.
Back-to-back clean sheets now. We're sort of doing a little bit of defensive stats when Andrew Wisdom's contract was announced yesterday. He's certainly improved things without maybe getting the clean sheets that maybe deserve, but now they're starting to come for you, aren't they?
Yeah, and he should have scored. He's disappointed in there, and we all are, because a couple of great chances from set pieces, which when it's a tight game, that sometimes makes a difference. But yeah, clean sheets is something we've not had this season. We've defended well and give silly goals away, but 2 back-to-back clean sheets is important, because if you get clean sheets, you're always getting a point on the board. So in this league, it's been so tight and so tough, if you keep a clean sheet, it's always a point on the board. So that's something that we've spoke about a lot, and back-to-back ones is really important. We need to try and keep that going.
Into the Christmas period now, it's always a highlight for supporters. Maybe not so much for managers. Lots of games in a short space of time, and especially for you guys as well with low on numbers. How are you sort of feeling about it?
I think it's fallen quite nice. Obviously, we'll play today, and then we play next Saturday, and then it's a Tuesday game, and then it's a Monday game. So I think we've got time to recover, and we've got 2 training sessions in between the Chester games. So it's fallen okay for us. I think with our squad and our small squad, I think to have the extra couple of days to play on the Monday is beneficial. It is what it is. Everyone looks forward to them. We've got a local derby, but first of all, we've got look to next week. Who are a really good team, and coming in on Tuesday and won. They pick up points all the time, so it's going to be a tough game. And to be fair to them, they beat us 3-0 comfortably, so it's going to be a tough game.
Do you feel like you're keen to show them a better side of yourselves, Banbury, because obviously it wasn't the best of days when you went down there?
Of course, yeah. Of course, we want to put that to bed. We'll learn from it. Hopefully next week it'll be a different performance.